My name is Kenny Provines, and this is my project on ecological footprint. The world's ecological footprint has had and will continue to have a major impact on the environment, thus impacting future generations of humankind. The world's ecological footprint has been increasing over the years and will continue to do so. The global population has gradually increased, which has led to a decline in the world's natural resources. The ecological footprint is measured by supply and demand, where the supply is consisted of the natural environment providing the maximum resources for human consumption, while the demand is consisted of the resources necessary in order for humans to live and produce efficiently. According to the journal Evaluation and Analysis of Ecology Security in Arid Areas of Central Asia, based on the Energy Ecology Footprint Model, the ecological footprint of the world is increasing, with the largest proportion and highest rate of increase attributed to carbon emissions from energy consumption. Central Asia is an important energy base, so as the energy carbon emissions have increased, it has led to a significant rise in temperatures compared to the global average. Because the rise in temperatures, salinization and desertification have become more prominent in the region, thus causing an effect on their fresh water supply. The shortage of Central Asia's water supply, along with an increase in water pollution, there has been an increase in health problems. Another major problem the world has created is the gradual increase of greenhouse gases being released into the atmosphere. One of the main causes of greenhouse gases filling up the atmosphere is due to fossil fuels when humans generate electricity. According to our textbook, the average American produces 17,000 pounds of CO2 by using 1,100 kilowatt hours of electricity per month, 8,800 pounds of CO2 by using 6,300 cubic feet of natural gas per month, 1,000 pounds of CO2 by creating 4.5 pounds of trash per day, 1,000 pounds of CO2 by driving 160 miles per week, and 8,900 pounds of CO2 by flying 1,900 miles per year. This just goes to show how much America contributes to the global CO2 emissions from fossil fuel combustion, as the USA only represents about 4.5% of the world's population, but they make up 19% of global emissions. Malaysia is also a major contributor, as they were ranked 9th out of the 10 highest greenhouse gas emitters between 1995 and 2000, according to the journal The Impact of Electricity Consumption on CO2 Emission, Carbon Footprint, Water Footprint, and Ecological Footprint, the role of hydropower in an emerging economy. Malaysia's ecological footprint is 4.2 hectares compared to the world's average biocapacity being 1.7 global hectares. The continuous rise of CO2 in the atmosphere has led and will continue to lead to many consequences. A major consequence would be a rise in sea level. This is caused by a thermal expansion, which is where higher air temperatures warm the upper layers of the ocean, ultimately leading to the water expanding and sea level rising. This would be most detrimental for coastal cities, wetlands, and low-lying islands. As the sea level rises, there is a big shift in the shoreline, which would eventually lead to more frequent flooding, shoreline erosion, and salt water making its way into fresh rivers and aquifers. While the change in climate causes regions to become wetter, it also causes regions to become drier, leading to a higher probability of drought. The rise in overall temperature enhances the process of evaporation, which ultimately reduces surface water and increases soil and vegetation from being dried out. Although there are many factors contributing to the rise in climate change, there are a handful of ways to lower your ecological footprint. According to cotap.org, offsetting your unavoidable CO2 emissions is a practical and immediate way to take ownership of your personal contribution to climate change. This organization provides ways to reduce your carbon footprint through driving, air travel, home energy, and food. With driving, it is recommended to walk, ride your bike, or even carpool when possible in order to avoid carbon emissions. With flying, you should fly less frequently, fly shorter distances, and fly economy class, but the best thing you can do is avoid flying altogether when possible. With home energy, the most efficient thing you can do is turn off any unnecessary lights and to not set your thermostat too high or too low. With food, it is recommended to eat locally produced and organic food because roughly 13% of greenhouse gas in the US comes from food being produced and transported. If everyone were to participate in these simple actions, then the world would become cleaner and safer for our future generations.